I think you've made a brilliant point there about the pre-season, because while we were all focused on World Cup warm-up games and what Ireland were doing with their squad, the provinces all had a really long pre-season, which is so rare.
Yeah.
Like, players don't actually get a chance to put on, say, a bit of muscle mass. You talk about Josh Murphy there, who looks, I don't know, maybe 3-4 kilos heavier, but 100%. He's really playing big now. There's other guys around the provinces, even someone like Conor Fitzgerald in Connacht, who looks now more physically capable of playing at this level. They're across the board, really. Kelleher being so durable now, having had his injury problems and looking like he's fully realised his potential physically. It was a really important long summer for those players, and potentially career defining almost, because they fully realised their physical potential and now they can push on another level. It was really important in that aspect, and I think you're right in that sense. The province probably go, in some ways it's brilliant having a World Cup, because you get such a long period of time working with the players.
And even Leinster, like, they went to play Canada in Canada with a very young group, where they brought Scott Fardy and James Lowe in a kind of a babysitter role. And for those lads to, it sounds so obvious, so basic, but just getting on a plane to go play an international side, and knowing that if you play really well and train really well and are good in the environment, that may lead to games at the start of the season, because even without those internationals, there's still a huge amount of competition at Leinster squad. So you're not like, probably some players in other teams, Glasgow for example, if you look at their depth, Dave Rennie's a brilliant coach, but you take away the international players, there's not the same level of quality. So the guys who are back up to the starters in Glasgow know that during the World Cup they're going to play. Whereas in Leinster, Ronan Kelleher doesn't know he's going to play. He has to be better than Tracy. So there's probably competition across the board there, and I think that's a really good mindset and a really good environment to be in, because every day is a test day for those players, and when they get used to that as young players, it just gives them such good habits and such good mentality for down the road. Yeah. So Leinster are very fortunate that they have those players in their system, but also they look after them pretty well.
Yeah, and it's so good that the players come back from the World Cup. Some who didn't probably perform at the World Cup, others who probably didn't get the opportunities they wanted, and others who did really perform, they come back in with so much motivation to stamp their kind of authority back on those positions. Like, look at Andrew Porter, who probably didn't get those opportunities. He fully felt he deserved the World Cup. He was so good against Connacht. He's just such a unique kind of physical specimen. Someone like Rhys Ruddock, so motivated to get back on the pitch and show exactly what he can do. And then someone like Sexton, maybe, who comes off the back of a bad game last time against New Zealand. And just a kind of reminder that he has to also battle for his place. I know he's obviously a massive figure in it, and people shouldn't forget that they're all such quality international players.
Yeah, but Ross Byrne won't want to, by his nature, he won't give that up easily. I mean, if he feels that Johnny's got an easy ride in, he'll be banging on Leon Stewart's door. That's what you want. You want players who come in, perform, and then don't expect to be turfed out again just because international came back. So again, it just points to Leinster being in a really good place once they manage that change back, if they do go back to internationals, which obviously you would say they will at some stage over the next 4 or 5 weeks. But then obviously those lads have to come in and play well, or else they'll risk being dropped.